so much time in a low state. When you're in a low state, everything slows down to a screeching halt. You lack resourcefulness. Nothing's going to work right. It's just the gears just stop moving and they just freeze up, don't they? And so starting our Monday in a beautiful state and holding on to that state all week is our top priority. So I'm excited today. We've been talking about how we want to show up in our life, in our work, in our life's mission. Because I know we've been talking a bit about our life's mission may not always equal what we get to do for work. So I want to put a distinguisher in there is sometimes the way you make finances is not the same as your life's purpose, your life's mission. Me, fortunately, it's both. Like what I'm doing, I was born to do, and I love what I do, and I would wish that for all of you. But as we saw last week with Dan, it's all about the messaging that we have. It's an internal game, right? This whole thing is an internal game. And so let me grab my notes. I just put them under all of your beautiful faces. But I was just thinking about you guys this week and how to get you further faster. That really is something I'd love to see. And it's interesting how just going back to that state thing, I was on a call with a newer person to us. You'll see her soon. She had a massive breakthrough, and it all really just came down to changing her state. It was fascinating to watch. When you in your head, you're dead. When you're in your heart, you're smart. And so I just want to talk to you about this. Listen, your mission is not missing. It's not in hide and seek. It's not one purpose and then nothing else, right? You can only do one thing. In fact, and this is just my belief, I believe that you are geared and designed in a certain way for a purpose and a reason, but how that purpose plays out isn't always the same, and it doesn't need to be the same. You look at me and what I was born to do, I could do that in a lot of different arenas, in a lot of different ways. So picture this with me for a second. There's a woman who's just tearing her house apart looking for her car keys. Have you ever done that? Oh, Bobby, never, right? Yeah. Just looking for them everywhere. Couch cushions on the floor, dumping the purse on the counter. She's late. She's frustrated. She's about to give up. This is a true story. And her daughter walks in and says, "Hey, Mom, they're in your hand." All right. Same thing with sunglasses on our face, right? You see, most people treat their purpose like it's lost somewhere out there. Like there's a version of their life sitting on a shelf in some other city. And if they could just find it, everything would just begin to click. So we wait, we research, we take another quiz, we read another book, we ask another mentor. And you know what we do? We stay exactly where we are. Here's the thing. Your mission, what you were born for, is not missing. It's not hidden from you. It's been leaving clues your entire life. And the places where it shows up, I think we talked about this a little bit with Dan last week in that session. The clues are in what do you love? What really lights you up? What breaks your heart when you scroll the news? What do you really, truly hate? It shows up in what makes you furious when you see it's done wrong. It shows up in those things you'll do for free, the thing people keep coming to you for, the conversation you cannot stay out of. See, it's not hiding from you. It's buried under all these years, that conditioning, what you've learned. Let's be practical, right? Be practical. Who am I to do that? Or maybe someday, and we keep looking and we keep searching and we never truly find it. They're just sediment. You see, excavation, excuse me, I got stuck on a word. Excavation is different from searching. It has a whole different point. It's looking outward and it waits for lighting. Excavation looks at your own life and it just starts digging. So let me ask you a question. What starts the dig? What pain in this world do you understand better than most people? Because the place where you've been hurt, the place where you've struggled, the place where you've had to fight your way through, that's usually the exact place you're equipped to lead someone else through. Kind of, you paid the tuition. It's like your college education, right? You pay the tuition. Most people never cash in the education on that stuff. In fact, I watched a client do this. For months, she said, I don't have any idea what I'm meant to do. And then I started working her through this process. Like, what's something that really upsets you? What are the things that you can't stop talking about? What are the things that light you up? And finally, she's like, I think I know. Because she'll start just talking. You ever get that where you're talking to somebody and they light up and they can't stop talking and they go and they go and they go and they go and they go? Take note of that, because that's what lights them up. For me, it definitely is coaching. I was interviewing for a podcast recently, and they just touched on that. And of course, I light up and I go, yes, that's what lights me up. That's what gets me out of bed in the morning. That's what supercharges me through the week, no matter how weird, hard, difficult, struggling situations there might be. So I want you to look at this today. I want you to jump in a room with another person and really hash this out. And even if you think you know exactly what you were born to do, let's just take a look at it, shall we? So what pain in the world do you understand better than most people? That's what's one thing people keep coming to you for even when you're not trying? And what be practical message buried your mission? And who's handed you the shovel, or who's going to hand you the shovel? And if your life is leaving clues, what's the clues you've been ignoring the longest? Let me put some of these into the chat. I want to give you some time to really look at this. Did I get it? Yes, I did. All right. So I want you guys to talk to each other, connect with each other. What? And calm. Yeah, I know, Tammy. Isn't that crazy that we would do that?
I know.
Oh, I love that. So Bobby is saying what? Speaking out the Bible, talking and encouraging others with God too. Okay, so Bobby gets lit up with that, with her faith.
No, that was
Absolutely.
Lacey. I was saying amen to Lacey saying that.
Oh, that's amen to Lacey. Okay, that's why. There it is. Okay, my bad. Thank you, Bobby, for clearing that up. That's what lights Lacey up. Very, very good. I love that you put that in the chat. All right, so let's go deep today. And don't be afraid to say it real and raw. Like, what do you love? What do you absolutely hate? What really ticks you off? And what do you love to do? Think about those things. Let's share them in a group, and then we'll come back in a little bit and we'll walk through some of this together. All right, Eliza, you got the breakout room set? Yes. All right, I'll see you guys in a few minutes.